Yes. So I'm really excited that Erica's doing this for our team. I've been participating in a Teamzy boot camp the last 12 months. And 12 months, sorry, mom brain, last 12 weeks. That's an intense boot camp.
Yeah.
Some people, though, the boot camp is so good, they keep doing it over and over again. So if I do the same, maybe I will be doing it for 12 months. We'll see.
Yeah, there you go.
But it has been a game changer for my business. I don't know about a lot of the other book ladies on here tonight. I know a lot of you have struggled like me in kind of managing everything, and a lot of parts of our business get shifted to the back burner, like customer follow-up, which we know is super important. And so Teamzy has really helped me with that. It's helped me get back to the parts of my business that I really love, which is connecting with people and doing it in a way that makes me feel good and other people feel good. So Eric will talk more about that, but I just wanted to share it with everyone. So he's been so kind to hop on and do this just for us.
Thank you so much. That was great. I appreciate everything that you said, and I'm glad you've been in our boot camp. It's been fun to have you in there. And when we get to the end tonight, to the Q&A, I'd be happy to talk about that if anyone's interested in it, because we are open registration for the next one now. Okay, so my name's Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I'm excited to be with you. Some of you may be using Teamzy. Some of you may have no idea what it is. You're just kind of like, okay, we'll check this thing out. Teamzy is a easy-to-use CRM, custom-made for network marketing, and custom-tailored for UBAM, okay? It's gonna make your life so easy. You'll be able to track everything that you do in your business. It'll tell you what to do every day. You don't even have to think. And you can do everything in your business in less than an hour a day once you start using Teamzy. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do it tonight. I'll show you how to set it up, how to do a power hour, how easy it is to connect to, say, 20 people a day in 15 minutes. It's really that easy. I'm gonna show that to you. But before I jump into that, first I wanna just teach you a little bit about the philosophy and the system that Teamzy is based on. Because it's not just software. I'm not a software guy, honestly. Like, I don't know how it works. It's like magic. It's like magic how that software actually works. I'm a business coach who helps people build their business. So I'm going to teach you a little about the system that Teamzy is built on, so you'll understand the approach that Teamzy takes and that we'll be teaching you and that you'll be doing in your business while using the system. So let me jump into that real quick, and then I'll actually show you. Oh wait, hold on a second. I've got the keynote, but I'm on the last slide. That's no fun. Here we go. So first I want to talk to you about this topic, how to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. So there's like a couple of things there, right? First, we're going to make you successful, but we're going to systemize it. So you know what to do every day. You have a system to follow, easy to duplicate with your team. We're going to do it with relationship marketing, which I'm going to teach you about, and you'll be able to do it all in less than an hour a day using Teamzy. Cool, right? So here's my background. For those of you who haven't met me, which is just about everybody, I come from a background of business coaching and consulting. That's been my career for the past 16 years. I help people build their business by relationship. I fell into direct sales by accident. I'm not one of those direct sales people that's been doing this for 50 years. About 4 years ago, I fell into some products that really helped me and I loved them, and I was sharing them with friends and family naturally just because I liked them. And then I took a look at the business opportunity, mostly because my wife said I was silly for not getting paid for all those people I was referring out, right? So I took a look at the business opportunity. I had never really thought much about direct sales as it kind of had a stigma in my mind. But as I looked at it, I said, this is a pretty great opportunity for an additional stream of income. You guys agree? Yeah. The problem was I didn't have any time. And when I looked at my schedule, and I'm one of those people that's highly scheduled, everything has to be in my calendar. I had maybe an hour a day that I could put into my business. So I thought, I think I could make this successful if I was really focused for that hour, but I need to find some tools to help me leverage that time so I wouldn't waste a single second of it. So I started looking for tools. In other industries, there are professional tools for people to use. But in our industry, there just really wasn't anything good. And there was certainly nothing simple enough for me to use. See, for me, how many of you guys are like me? Software has to make life easier, not more complicated. So that's me. So long story short, we built Teamzy because it just wasn't there. And so just to give you a little background, Teamzy's been out now 3.5 years on the market. We've had more than 80,000 people in direct sales use Teamzy in those 3.5 years, which is humbling and amazing. And our active users right now are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, so the people actively using Teamzy. The people doing what Bethany's doing, consistent using it. I'm going to show you guys tonight. I'll demonstrate exactly what they're doing. But that's pretty good results. 21 new customers, 9 recruits over 90 days. All right, so let's dive into this. What is relationship marketing? What is relationship marketing? No, it's not just selling stuff to your friends. Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. Okay, that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. That's a mouthful, isn't it? But I want you guys to understand that you're not salespeople who sell books. You are business owners. And a business owner is in the lead generation business. You're in the lead generation business. As the owner of the business, it's your job to bring new leads to your business. It's a mindset shift. It's a mindset shift. Now, here's the good news. With relationship marketing, developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. In other words, you're generating leads not to try to get a sale. You're generating leads to get a new relationship or to deepen an existing relationship. Does it make sense? It's a different focus, but I'm telling you the results are better. The results are better. And what we do with when we focus on building relationships first, we turn relationships into advocates. We turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay? We turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. The traditional approach to this business is like foraging for food. Relationship marketing is like planting orchards. Okay? So it's so much more fun too. So we're going to focus on building advocates. Next principle I want you to get is this. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. And right? Some of you smile at me. Look, have you come across people who are like, ooh, network marketing, yuck, right? There's that kind of stigma out there. That's because people are being jerks. They've been doing stuff for years that's tricky, sneaky, downright dishonest sometimes. Relationship marketing depends on trust, which means this won't work at all if you do anything slightly untrustworthy. How many of you guys are excited to know that you don't have to do anything? You know, when you've had a trainer say, you should do this, you'll get more leads, and you've thought, I feel kind of icky about that. That's okay. You don't need to do any of that stuff with relationship marketing. Here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. When people trust you, you don't have to sell or convince. You can get right to helping them. You can get right to helping them. Also, when there's trust, there's no icky salesperson. You're never going to feel like an icky salesperson, ever. I don't know if you guys are like me. I'm such a baby. Like, I never wanted to be the icky salesperson. I was super paranoid. And you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. Instead of worrying about rejection and getting no's from people, when you're focusing on relationship first, you get yeses across the board. Yes, they'll buy the product. Maybe they don't want the product. Yes, they'll tell people about you and bring you people. An advocate is even better than a customer, isn't it? So how do you build trust? How do you actually go about this systematically? I'm going to give you the 4 ingredients tonight, okay, the 4 basic ingredients. And then, of course, we'll show you the Teamzy system to help you do it systematically. But here they are real quickly, and then I'll break them out for you. Number 1 is chemistry. Chemistry. Number 2 is character. Character. You guys are good note takers. I can tell you actually read books. This is good. Chemistry. Number 2 is character. Number 3 is competence. Okay, competence is number 3. And number 4 is consistency. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is just where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? This is so important. We need to find out what we have in common with people. It feels like everybody in the world is figuring out where they're different, doesn't it sometimes? And saying, I'm different here, I'm different here. Let's figure out what we have in common. Let's connect with people. Bottom line is this. People prefer to do business with a friend, and nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. Make sense? So if you find yourself making stands that separate you from other people, cut that stuff out. You can't afford that. You're a business owner. Find common ground. Find out what you have in common with people. Number 2 is character. Character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you were relatable. Just by the way, you guys, I was at Trader Joe's a couple hours ago. Do you guys have Trader Joe's where you are? Some of you do, right? And I found myself with an empty shopping cart after loading my trunk, and there was no shopping cart return for like 100,000 miles. Have you ever been stuck in that situation? Yeah. So do you think I left my cart in the middle of the parking lot? Heck no, I'm not going to do that and then come lecture you guys on character. I had to demonstrate to everybody that I cared enough to put that sucker away. So I did. My point here is character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. You don't have character. You don't have character. Character is something you do. It's an action you take on a daily basis. I want you guys to understand that if you want people to trust you in your business, everything you do in your life has to be demonstrating character to others. Okay? Doesn't matter how amazing you've been in the past. It matters what you're doing today. So always think about that. How do I demonstrate my character? I'm posting on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever you post. Is this post showing care for others? That's your filter. As I'm talking to people, as people are serving me in life, am I treating them with character? Am I showing them that I care about them? Okay. And then you're relatable. Some of you guys are going to build a business that is amazing. But you got to stay relatable. You have to stay in the struggle. You got to remind people how hard it was to get there so they can relate to you, right? You got to remind people when you're taking pictures of yourself in Maui on the vacation that UBAM bought for you, how, that it was work and that you had to do it and that it was great, but you could do it too. You could do it like me and I'll teach you, right? Be relatable. Okay. Number 3 is competence. Competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, there's 2 pieces to this. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person, right? The first piece is, if I want to be a customer, I need to know that you know about your product, that you know exactly what to do, what's the best deal for me, can you help me, right? Can you recommend things to me? That's your competence. And if you're brand new, you might not have that yet, but that's a learning curve. You need to get committed to becoming incredibly competent with your product, okay? The second piece is knowing how your business works, knowing what it takes to be successful, and being able to mentor others to join your team and be successful. I need to know, before I join your team, are you a competent business owner who can help me be successful? Okay? These are the things you need to be demonstrating. Little ways. Demonstrating. The way you post, the way you talk, the way you train, the little things that show people you're learning that you're on this journey. Now, real quick, do I have anybody on the call who's new to the business? Do I have anyone? I can't see everybody. I can only see 60 of you at a time while I have my presentation. For new people, a lot of times you feel this need to fake it, to pretend like you have the competence when you don't. Have you guys heard the term fake it till you make it? So it's really important with relationship marketing. Remember, it all depends on trust. Don't ever fake it. Don't let your team fake it. Just tell them, don't fake it. You're new. It's okay. You're clueless. But you just lean into your upline. You lean into your team. I'm brand new, but I want you to know my upline knows everything about this. So any questions that you have, let me ask the question. We'll get the answers for you. Oh, you want to join the business with me? Great. We can do this together. We can be mentored by the best together. Let me tell you about my team. So new people, lean into the competence, borrow the competence of your upline and lend it graciously to your downline, guys. Right? Let them know I'm here for you. We can do 3-way calls, whatever you need. I'm here to help you until you build that confidence. But at the same time, get on a mission to build it yourself. Now, one quick principle on these 3 points before I move on to number 4. When somebody's thinking about doing business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Here's what I want you guys to understand. These questions aren't something someone's going to ask you. They're something they're going to feel in their heart. Okay? And when you build relationship over time and you build trust with people, these are the things they're going to feel strongly that are true. And this is when you have an advocate. An advocate feels strongly that they can trust you, that you care about them, and that you're really great at what you do, and they can't wait to tell other people. That's the goal. Now, in the beginning, people don't have these feelings for you yet. You're just starting a relationship with them. You're going to come up against objections. You're going to have to overcome objections and things like that. Objections come from these questions. It's just understanding where you are in the process of relationship building with that person. Okay. Number 4 is consistency. Consistency. Yes, consistency. All right, let me just look at your faces real quick for this one. I have to check in every once in a while. Consistency. How many of you are like, how many of you think you struggle with consistency? We all do a little, right? But did you know at the same time, you're actually really great at consistency? It's one of those things that we're really great at. Like, how many of you brushed your teeth today? Right? Jim Rohn used to say, if you could brush your teeth every day, you could be, floss your teeth. If you could floss your teeth every day, you could be a billionaire. What does that mean? It just means that you already have the ability to be consistent, right? That's not the only thing you have to do to be a billionaire. Sorry, it didn't happen for me yet anyways. It is on my goals. Okay, so real quick, how many of you, by the way, I've got a principle here on my slide. I'm going to show you in a second, even though I took the slideshow off. And this principle is from one of my favorite books, which I'll also put on the screen for you in a little bit, called Influence. Has anyone read Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion? You guys are book people, right? This is a different publisher. I'm sorry. They don't have a children's version of this yet. But this is a great book. It's a classic. And it's on Audible now. Just hit Audible last week. Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. I'll put it on the screen. It's a great book. But one of the things he talks about in here is that people respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. Which means not only does being consistent help people to trust you, but they're also drawn to it. They admire it. How many of you have been told by somebody that you're inspiring? They said, oh my gosh, you inspire me. Isn't that crazy when that happens? I know some of you don't even want to raise your hands because you're like, they do not know that I put my pants on backwards yesterday by accident, right? Like, I inspire you. That actually happened to me, by the way. But the point is they are seeing you be consistent. That's what's inspiring people. They see you being consistent, doing some things that they wish they could do. They're attracted to it too, by the way. Being consistent is the most important way to build trust, but it also attracts people and builds your team. Here's the great thing too about being a leader of a team is it helps you be more consistent, doesn't it? Because people are looking to you. It's the best way. It's the best way to improve your own life is to make sure that other people are depending on you to lead the way. That's why it's so hard to do by ourselves. Okay, so let's real quick. How many of you are consistent? You know, you're sharing your business, you're consistently working on it. How many, let me see you guys, raise your hands if you're consistently doing it, sharing things on social media. A few of you, pretty good at that. Okay. So the real checkup from the neck up, let me go back to my presentation here. Oh, here's that slide. Look. So for those of you taking notes, people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Okay. And the book. All right. If you didn't get that, you can ask. We'll put it in the chat later. The real question is this. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent with your relationships? And what I mean by that is actually staying in touch with people. Actually staying in touch with people. This is what matters in our business. Now, look, I have a big marketing background. I've helped people market their business lots of ways, but I have to tell you something. Our business is marketed person to person. And you hear things like marketing automation and bulk this and bulk that. It's about person to person connecting and building relationships with people. Okay. Relationship building, it's a contact sport, which means you have to be in regular contact with people if you want to have a relationship. If you hired me as a consultant in your business, the first thing I would tell you is make a list of every single human being you've ever connected with in your entire life and stay in regular contact with all of them. And you guys are like totally overwhelmed by that. I know your time is scarce and that seems overwhelming. That's why you got to have a system for it, right? But those relationships are solid gold. Here's the principle I want you to know on this. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships, okay? Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Just real quick on this, and I'm going to show you Teamzy. Some of you are like, just show me Teamzy already. How many of you have received a great card from somebody that you care about, like with a handwritten message, the kind that just, you're like, oh my gosh, that touched my heart? Hopefully everybody. If there's anybody who hasn't ever got one of those, can you put your address in the chat so we can all write you one? Everyone needs to have some of those, right? When you get a card like that and you read it and it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. How many of you immediately crumble it up, put it in the trash? Go, that was nice, thanks, next. Are you able to throw away the great ones? I mean, I know you can throw away a lot of them, but the great ones, no, you guys keep them. How many of you keep them somewhere and you've got a pile of them saved somewhere to the point where you're like, I really should get rid of these. I just can't bear to throw them out. Yeah, we all do that. In fact, one of the things that's amazing to me is that when we pass away, a lot of times those cards and letters that we've saved, our family will keep and treasure. Isn't that amazing? I mean, the value of those lingers on forever. Okay, another example. You can't see how messy my desk is. It's the trick of the camera angle. How many of you guys have received one of these? This is oops, upside down. Happy birthday postcard. This one's from my life insurance salesperson. No? Dentist, maybe? Chiropractor? This dog gets one from the vet. You guys get these. Does this, sorry, I bumped my microphone. You hear me okay still? Does this card get put in a special place? Will my grandkids keep this as a bookmark in their Bible after I'm gone? No, this, yeah, thank you, Bethany. This goes right in the trash. No problem. We have no problem throwing this away. It has no value. But it's nice, isn't it? Isn't it a nice sentiment? It's a happy birthday card, isn't it? What's the difference? This violates the two halves of that principle I just told you. It's not personal. This is not personal. It's bulk. And it took no time. It required no time investment. It has no value. What we value is personal connection, investment of time. And if you invest a little bit of that time, a little extra time, like in handwriting a message, we treasure it forever. Oh my gosh, how valuable. When you get a card from somebody you know is incredibly successful and busy, isn't it even more valuable? Like, wow, they wrote me that message. Why do you think people put letters from the President of the United States like in frames? Right? Is that more exciting than grandma sending you a letter? Probably not, but we think it's more valuable, right? Because they invested that time. You just need to understand it's about connecting with people, investing time. Now, you don't need to be writing letters and cards all day long, but you do need to connect with people one-on-one. I'm going to show you how in Teamzy we can use tools like Facebook Messenger and text to connect with tons of people in a short amount of time, and they still feel that impact and that investment, and it will make their day, if that makes sense. Okay, so I just want you guys to understand that. All right, let me jump in here. We'll finish off this thing and get into Teamzy. But when you are seduced and tempted by these promises of automated marketing and things like that, you need to remember your automated marketing will come across like this. Okay? You need to connect with people. But here's the thing, these principles are all great, right? But you need a system. You got to have a way that you can stay in contact with all your people and have it not overwhelm you. You need to know when you're going to contact people and when you're not going to. In other words, the system helps you not have to think or plan. You just know, boom, here's who's on my list today. Also, know what you're going to say. If you're anything like me, I used to stare at my screen all day long trying to think of the perfect message, and I'd end up not connecting with anybody. Over time, I figured it out, and we built it all into the system. I'm going to show you in a second, so that you just know what to say so you can get conversations started quickly and get right to connecting with people. And also, your system needs to make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. This is the biggest problem, is that people fall through the cracks left and right. Like 80% of the people we could have in our business fall through the cracks. All right. Let's jump out real quick and let me show you Teamzy. Okay, that's actually Facebook, but don't worry, Teamzy's right here on another tab. So if you guys go to Teamzy.com, you can start a free trial of Teamzy. It's free for 30 days, full, complete, total access for 30 days, okay? We don't ask for your credit card or anything weird, okay? I just want you to go in and use it for a month, get great results, and fall in love. So go to Teamzy.com and get your free trial started. When it says select your business, there's a drop down. Just find Usborne, click on it, okay? So that you get the custom version. I'm going to show it to you right now. When you first log into your free trial, it takes you into the setup wizard, which we're looking at right now, which is going to help you set Teamzy up. It's super simple. There's like one button per page, right? You can't mess it up. This is made for people like me. So if you're really techie, this might be too simple for you. Just breeze through it. There's a little video for me welcoming you. And then what we're going to do first is we're going to set an income goal. We're going to set an income goal. How much money do you want to be making a year from now? Okay? What's your goal? How much money you want to make a year from now in this business? Now that you're going to have Teamzy on your side, I recommend you all set at least a six-figure goal. Just saying. You think I'm a nut, but I think you should set at least a six-figure goal if you're willing to work an hour a day. Okay? So let's see. My goal was actually 150. So there it is. You can slide this little slider, and you'll notice that as you move it, Teamzy changes how much work you need to do every day. We know exactly what results you're going to get if you're consistent. So this is how you plan. You set your goal. In my case, it's 150. Now, Teamzy is telling me that each day, which is a 5-day work week, by the way, 5 days a week, I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 current customers, and 4 consultants on my team. Okay? Now, let's say you're new and you don't have any customers or consultants, then I would just put all those on prospects, and it would be 19 prospects a day for now. Okay? But if you've been doing this a while and you have a team, there's your numbers. You with me? Now continue. Oops, I took too long talking to you. I expired the page. Let me refresh it. Okay. Oh, wait. I refreshed it and went to 125. Where was I? 150. Continue. This page is where we're going to upload our contacts. Super easy, right? It's going to find my files and upload them. There's some tutorials here to help you how to do it. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. Think of it this way. Get everybody you know into Teamzy. You're going to get your Facebook friends into there. You're going to get all of your back office contacts in there. You're going to get people out of your phone. Wherever you know people, get them all into Teamzy in one place. Get rid of those pads of paper you can't find when you need them, the sticky notes, right? The spreadsheet you haven't updated in 6 months. Have them all in one place, organized. Teamzy lives in the cloud, which means you can get to it from your phone, from your computer, all the time. You always have it in your hand, constantly. You never have to look for it, okay? So this will make you so organized. All right. My favorite thing, though, is that you can get all your Facebook friends in here, because that totally changed my organization. It just says, boom, oh, go contact them on Facebook. Awesome. All right. So now we've got everything in Teamzy. We're ready to rock. This is the Teamzy dashboard, by the way. This is what it looks like. I'm going to minimize this because this is just when you're new, it helps you set things up. So on the Teamzy dashboard, you got a couple things. Today's activities, these are the goals that we just set. Okay, it's real simple. It's visual and right in front of you every day. My goal is to connect with 9 prospects a day. You can see I've done 0 so far. As I do them, this will fill in this circle, and I'll see that I'm getting closer. Customers, my goal was 6 a day, and consultants, it was 4. Now I've got 2 more goals I want to talk to you about here. This is the goal for invites. My goal is 3. An invite is when I'm actually inviting somebody to join my team or to come to an event or to buy some books. You notice I'm not inviting every single person I connect with. That's so gross. Why would I invite people to buy something or be interested in something they might not be interested in yet? Does this make sense? But I'm going to invite 3 a day. So I'm going to start 19 conversations, and out of those 19, I'm going to look for 3 opportunities to invite. And ads are new people I'm adding to Teamzy. Okay? Again, you can change any of these goals at any time by clicking Edit Daily Goals. It takes you to kind of a setup page where you can go in and change all those numbers around if you need to. Make sense? Now, the power hour is where we do all of our work. We're going to do this in a second. So the power hour, you've got on the left side, you've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, consultants, and follow-ups. Okay? Each list gives me 5 names at a time. That's who's up next. This keeps me focused. I can't skip around too much. Okay? It's just like, boom, connect with this person. On the right-hand side is where I log that activity as I go. Okay, I just log it as I go. Teamzy says, connect with Bethany. I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to log it. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Now, before we jump into this power hour, by the way, like just jamming down this list and connecting with these people, 9 of these, 6 of these, and 4 of these, honestly, well, it would take me about 15 minutes. It might take you 30 if you're new, but it's not going to take you a long time unless you're an overthinker. How many of you are overthinkers? Okay. There's no need to overthink. We've had 80,000 people use Teams. You just follow the system, okay? By the way, 80,000, does that sound like a lot of people? It does sound like a lot, right? But you know there's 35 million people in direct sales in this country? So hardly anyone's doing this. Don't worry about it, okay? Did you know that there's that many people doing direct sales in this country? 35 million people. It's one of the largest industries in the entire country. Okay, so before I jump into this power hour, though, there's one more setup thing that I want to explain to you so that you understand how the system works and how relationship marketing works. You notice how everybody has a number next to their name? This is their rank. Okay, so I'm going to jump over on the left side to the team page. See this navigation over here? I'm going to jump to the team page. The team page is like your complete CRM in Teamzy. If you don't know what that means, it's like an electronic Rolodex. Look, all my contacts are here. See them all? And everybody has a ranking. It's a star ranking, just like you rank something on Yelp or Amazon, right? So what we're going to do is, I'm going to go to rank mode, show you how this works. We want to give everybody a rank in Teamzy. Teamzy takes the rank and creates your list every day based on the rank you give people. Here's the principle. Some people trust you already. Some people trust you a little. Some people don't know you. The people who trust you the most, the people you like the most, you should be talking to them first, and you should be talking to them more often. Okay? Have you heard of the 80-20 rule? Who's ever heard that term, 80-20 rule? Here's what it means for you. 80% of your business is going to come from the top 20% of your relationships. Okay? We're going to talk to everybody with Teamzy, but we want to focus you more on the best people. It's kind of like eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. How many of you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Sometimes. Come on, just be honest. Isn't the best bite the very center bite? Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could take a cookie cutter and just cut the circle out of the center of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich and eat that bite first? I mean, as moms and dads, we can't do that, right? We have to show them, no, the crust is delicious, kids. But this is what it's like. It's like you're eating the inside of your peanut butter and jelly sandwich first. Okay. The way we do this is really simple. When you put your list in, look, I just did, this is a fresh count, fresh import. Everybody's a 3-star. They automatically come in as 3 stars. That's because most of your people will be at 3 stars. So what you have to do is you're just going to scan the list. I don't want you to think this is a lot of work. You're just going to scan the list. And when you see somebody you like, you're going to just click to rank them up. And if you see somebody you really don't like, maybe you'll rank them down. But the ranking up people, the 4s and 5s are the most important. You want to go through and find your best people and just click them up so they show up on your list first. Okay, it won't take long. Now, here's what these ranks mean. 5 stars is somebody most likely to become a customer or a consultant, or they're people on your team, your customers that are rock stars, your favorite people. 5 stars are your best friends, your closest family. They're 5 stars, okay? 5-star people will come up automatically on Teamzy every 30 days, every 30 days. A 4-star person is somebody that you feel is likely to become a customer or consultant with a little bit of nurturing. They're your friends and family, maybe not your closest circle. 4-star people show up on your list automatically every 60 days. They just cycle through every 60 days. You don't have to set a follow-up or remember them. They're just going to come back. 3 stars could go either way. You have no idea. This is why most of the people on your list will be 3 stars, and they'll stay 3 stars, which is fine. They show up every 90 days, every 90 days. So 4 times a year, you're touching with them, connecting with them, okay? 2 stars, much colder. They're showing up every 120 days. More stars you give somebody, the more often they show up. It's really simple. Okay, great. Does that make sense? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to jump out. So that's done, right? We've got that done. Now I'm going to go to the dashboard. We're going to do our power hour. Okay. First person on my list is Bethany. I'm going to message her. Now, I'm going to message her. She and I are Facebook friends, so I'm going to message her on Facebook. I've got Facebook open in another tab right there, which is great. Okay. But here's where I used to get stuck. What am I going to say? How many of you get stuck with that? What am I going to say? I don't know what to say. So we launched about a year after Teamzy was out on the marketplace. People were like, I don't know what to say. So I went back and added a scripts library to Teamzy. It's there for you. All the things that I would say that I've done year over, I just put them in there for you. So what you do is you just go to scripts right here, click on it, and let's just get a Facebook script that we can send. The very first one on the list works for me. It's called Connect Number 1. Do you like how I titled these things? Really deep titles. Connect Number 1. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Okay, simple. I'm going to copy that script. Then what I'll do is I'm going to paste it actually in Teamzy to edit it. You don't have to do this. You can go right to Facebook to send it, but I'm always nervous I'm going to send it with the wrong name. I don't know. It's just me. I've done it a few times. So look, I've got her name on there, which is great. I like the message. I'm not going to edit it, but I am going to add a little emoticon action because I love emoticons. Let me see your hands if you're emoticon fans. You are. Wait, why is it not working? Come on, Mac. Let's try this again. There we go. I told you I'm not techie. Okay, there we go. So I got a couple of emoticons. I think emoticons are like the greatest invention ever, because it's like, is that a nice remember when all we did was email people? Is that a nice message? Is he mad at me? Is it sarcastic? No, there's a smiley face on it. No, it's happy. It's all good. So look, I've got that message just the way I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy it, because I need to send it and actually send it in Facebook. That's one of Facebook's rules. No big deal. It's super easy. There she is. Bethany's Book Nook. Send message. Paste. Send. This is where the overthinkers stare at it for 5 minutes. I send it before I can take it back. Gone. It's like putting that letter in the mailbox and you can't get it back, right? So it's sent. Now I'm going to jump over here and finish logging this. Now, do you see the blue button that says Log Connect? How many of you think that's how I'm going to log it? It is. I'm going to click that blue button that says Log Connect. Boom, logged. Now I've got 1 done, 8 left. She's gone. She disappeared off my list. She's a 5-star. She'll come back automatically in 30 days. Okay, I don't even think about her anymore. I go to the next person, which is Jay. I'm just going to use that same script. It's still on my clipboard. Just paste it in there and change her name. Kind of hard to see your keyboard when there's a big microphone in the way. Look, so there it is. I'm going to use that same one. Super easy. Toggle over here. I'm going to look up Jay. Send message. Do you guys see how easy I can do this? Now you believe I could do 19 in 15 minutes, right? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm clicking on random posts. Jay works for Teamzy, so she gets these messages from me all day. She stopped. She and I don't communicate on Messenger anymore. It's all sample messages to show you guys. But you get the idea. Look, log the connect. Jay's off my list. I've got 2 done, 7 left. Tucker's next. Paste, Tucker, send. There's no reason. You don't have to change up that initial message. Even if 2 twin siblings got the same message, they wouldn't realize it. You're just saying hello in the message. It's not a deep message. You're gonna have a real conversation when they respond. Make sense? Okay, real quick on this. 2 pro tips. I want you to keep going down your list, sending those messages. I do not want you to respond to people who immediately respond until you finish your power hour, until you get all your outgoing messages done so you don't get sidetracked. Okay, so put them off 10 or 15 minutes and get all your outgoing messages done. Okay, that's one pro tip. The second one is about half of the people who use message will respond, which is awesome. But that also means about half the people that you message don't respond. And I don't want you to obsess about them or wonder why they didn't respond or have to feel like you need to follow up to find out if they got your message. Don't give them a second thought. My second pro tip is don't worry about the people who don't respond. Because they're in Teamzy, they're going to come back automatically. They're not going anywhere. You're going to message them again when they cycle back through. Make sense? But if you do Teamzy for 5 days in a row, which I'm going to challenge you to do at the end of this call, you'll be busy talking to the people who respond. Am I right, Bethany? Yeah, you're going to be busy. Some of you are going to be like, Eric, I'm overwhelmed talking to all these people about my business. I'm going to go, high five. It's good. Successful people are overwhelmed just like unsuccessful people. They're just not overwhelmed with worry. They're overwhelmed with opportunity. How many of you would rather that? Yeah, it's good. Plus, I'll give you some tips to manage that. So you're going to go down your prospects list. Just keep messaging people to start the conversation. And then we're going to toggle to the next list when we're done with our goal for the day to customers. Now, by the way, I just want to talk to you a little bit about, you saw how the message isn't like, have you heard of Usborne Books? Would you like to come to out of the blue, since high school we haven't talked, would you like to come to my event tonight? It's not a cold message. We call it a make someone's day message. Okay, that's the goal. It's just to make someone's day. And I want you guys to get in what we call the make someone's day mindset. I'm just going to message people. My goal is 19 people. I'm going to make 19 people's day today. Right? And out of that, I'm going to create opportunities to talk to people and have conversations. Okay. So now I'm going to talk to my customers. Same way. Darlene's the first customer on my list today. Great. I'm going to go to scripts. I'll get a customer script because maybe you don't know what to say. Here's one. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the product? So I would say, here, let's just get it. Let's just use this one. Hi, Darlene. How, you could just say something like, how is the family? You can edit this a little bit. enjoying their books. Okay. By the way, my kids were super excited that I was going to be talking to you guys tonight because they love your books. They were like, really? Are you going to get me some books? Funny story. Okay, I got to tell you this funny story. The other day we were at school. It was just before the last week of school. There was an Usborne book fair at our school. So I live in San Diego, North County, San Diego. My kids go to a charter school called High Tech Elementary, and so they're like, Usborne Book Fair. Oh, daddy, please, 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 can you get out of the car and come in and buy some books? So we went in, and the consultant was there. She had a beautiful display. My kids bought a couple books each. Do you guys know the story? Is she on this call? Let me see people's names. You never know. And so we're buying the books, and I said, how long have you been doing Usborne? And she goes, oh, 2 years. And I go, oh, how's it going? And we started talking. She goes, why do you know Usborne? And I said, well, I mean, I'm familiar with you because I own a company called Teamzy. And she goes, oh my gosh, you're Eric from Teamzy. I knew you sounded familiar. And then she stopped what she was doing, and she came around the other side of the table to take a selfie with me to share with her team that she was meeting Eric from Teamzy. My kids are like, what is happening right now? Why does she want a picture with you, daddy? Like, they don't, because they have no clue what I do. How many of your kids don't really know what you do? It was the funniest thing, because here we are talking about building her business. There's other parents like, can we buy our books? So anyways, it's really fun. You guys have an awesome product, and you've got a great name out there. So your customers, just I'm bringing it back to a point. Your customers are going to be really happy to hear from you. They're just going to be happy to hear from you. And as far as customer support, like, you don't need to do weird things or complicated things like, oh, would you like to add to your order? Just say hi. I was thinking about you today. Hey, is there anything I can do to make your day? That's one of my scripts in here. Hobie. Hey, Hobie, I'm just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Okay, look, here's that script. Just checking in to see if there's anything to do to make your day. People will be like, oh my gosh, your message made my day. Great. And here's what happens when you're in touch with your customers on a regular basis, guys. Magical things happen. The first one is this: people order more product. People order more product. Okay? They retain longer and they order more product. Just because you're in touch. Just because you're in touch. Okay? How many of you would like that to happen? Yeah, it's great. I do team calls like this, and a lot of times you see, especially if you get a lot of people on the Zoom or a lot of people watching the replay, which I'm going to get you tomorrow, Bethany, to share. But you'll see team volumes go up 20% in 1 month because everybody's on a free trial of Teamzy, talking to customers, just saying hi. It's kind of amazing. How many of you can think of at least one customer that you really love and you want more people like that? Anyone? Great. Where do you go find those? Do you know where to find them? Is it getting the table at the pumpkin patch? Is that going to do it? It could. It might do it. But here's the point. The best place to find great customers is from great customers. Okay? The best place to find great customers is from great customers. What do people do when they like something? They talk about it. They share it with others. Isn't that true? Think about this real quick. That person that you thought of when I asked you that question, they are talking about Usborne books and more with their friends already. They're already talking about it. So that's already happened. Now, did you know that 86% of people in the United States say that they make their purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend? Would you feel that? Does that feel like that's true to you? Yeah. So people make their purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend. Your customer's talking to their friends about your product. Are you getting introduced to those people? That's the question for you. Are you getting introduced to those people? Well, step one is being in regular contact with your customers. Just checking in. Again, just checking in. Just having them on a schedule and just, hey, I'm checking in. How are you? What's going on? This make sense? Okay. Then when you're checking in, you can ask them. When they say, oh my gosh, we love the books, say, I'm sure you probably showed them to other people. You have friends or family who are interested. Who are you talking to? Or who do you know that needs more information on how to get these? Introduce me to them so I can get them some more information. Does it make sense? Okay, one last point on this, because I don't want to over deliver, but Bethany knows I tend to over deliver, right? You're like, just show me Teamzy. I want to teach you everything I know in one night. If I could do it, I would do it. I got to figure out a pill. Take these capsules and know everything I know. If you have a customer who starts introducing you to friends who are interested in the books, guess what you now have? You have a new consultant, right? You have a new consultant. I just have to say, for me, I think that's the easiest way to recruit people is when somebody says, yeah, I know a couple of people who are really interested, who would be interested. It's like, great. Would you like me to put these orders under your name or under my name? Well, how do we do that? Well, we're going to make you a consultant. Let's go. You're great. You've already brought me 2 people in 10 minutes. You're awesome. Make sense? Some of you are like, the software does this? No, you do it. The software helps. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to connect with my prospects, then my customers, just whoever's up next. Don't overthink it. Just whoever's up next. Even if the name comes up and you're like, oh, I've never messaged them in my life. Just send them in one of my scripts and go for it, okay? Because it's just a hello. It's not like you're going to get rejected from a hello. Okay, consultants. Last list. We're going to stay in touch with our team the same way. We're going to stay in touch with our team the same way. You just send them a message. I was thinking about you today. Now, what's funny is this, like when I connect sometimes, because I have a Teamzy account where my team puts Teamzy, leaders and stuff they want me to stay in touch with. They put them in my Teamzy account and they come up and I send them a message. And I often say this to people who know about Teamzy, like when you're talking to your team, I say, hey, Bethany, you came up on Teamzy today. Thought I'd say, hey, how's everything going? How's your 4th of July? People are still super excited to hear from you. They're like, oh, cool. I'm in your Teamzy. Oh, things are going great. Thanks for checking in. It's about staying in touch with your team. And here's what I want you guys to understand. As your team grows, it's harder and harder to stay in touch with them. You need a system like this to make it easy, but they need that personal connection. Having a Facebook group is nice. It's great, but it's not a personal relationship. Remember we talked about at the beginning? This versus the card. We need to be in touch with people. Just letting them know, hey, I saw you signed up a customer. Good for you. Congratulations. Okay? It's awesome. I saw you walk the stage at convention. That was awesome. Right? That's my favorite message to send. We sit there. We go to Mike and I almost went. Maybe next year. As we grow our Usborne family with Teamzy, maybe we'll just show up. We like to show up at conventions every once in a while. And we watch the people walk the stage and we're like, that's one of ours. That's one of ours. That's one of ours. Then we claim them. So then we take pictures of their names on the, how you put people's names up on the walls. We take pictures of their names and text them to them. That's so exciting to recognize each other, isn't it? So things like that, just connecting with people, prospects, customers, consultants. Each day you log into Teamzy, it tells you who's up next. Just fire off a little love. Okay, just fire off a little love. You'll be amazed. How many of you guys reached out to 19 people today? If you're using Teamzy, you would have. Easy, okay? The last list is follow-ups. The last list is follow-ups. Okay, there's nobody there. Follow-ups aren't automatic. You have to put people on your follow-ups list. So let me show you how we use this. We're connecting with our prospects, our customers, and consultants just to start conversations with them. When we uncover people who are interested in learning more, we invite them and we put them on our follow-ups list. The follow-ups list is where we put the people who are really interested. They're the people we're going to be following up with about the business. Does this make sense? So, for example, I messaged Bethany, hey, how's it going? Great to hear from you, Eric. What'd you do? Did you have a great holiday? What did you guys do? Anything fun? Like, I'm just trying to have a conversation with her. So she's catching me up, and just trying to catch up. Send me your update. What have you been up to? She's telling me what she's been up to. Sometimes you're going to reach out to people you haven't talked to in years, okay? But because you're connected on Facebook or on Instagram, whatever, you kind of feel like you know what's going on in each other's lives because you've seen it going by on your screen, but now you're connecting. So you're having a conversation. So catch me up. What have you been doing? Oh my gosh, you're doing this, you're doing that. That's so cool. And people love to talk about themselves. So as you ask them questions, they'll start telling you everything they're doing. It's only natural that at some point in the conversation, you're going to tell them what you're up to too. True? Some people will ask you, what about you? And then it's like, thank you for asking, but sometimes they won't. And you just tell them anyways, well, here's what I've been up to. Okay. And then you tell them, here's the most important part, you guys. People are like, well, the conversation part's easy, but how do I talk about the business? It's easy. You ready for this? I'm going to give you the easy formula. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Okay? Here's what I'm doing. Now, pretend it's not UBAM. Pretend it's building homes for Habitat for Humanity. How would that be cool? Would you be afraid? How many of you would be proud to say that? What have you been up to, Eric? Oh, well, I quit my job. I quit my job so I could be home with my family more. And my focus professionally is building homes for Habitat for Humanity. I found an incredible passion for helping people who aren't able to purchase homes to get homes that are affordable so they can have a safe place for their family. And it's been the most rewarding thing ever. What would you guys say to me? Cool. Same exact thing. I started my own business from home. I represent Usborne Books and More. Have you heard of them? Yeah, they have those awesome books. Yeah, I found that it's like an incredible passion for me to help spread literacy in children. Did you know this many children can't read? Whatever. It's the same exact thing, you guys. What do you do and why you're passionate about it? Everybody that you share with what you're doing and why you're so passionate about it is going to say, wow, cool, good for you. How many of you would like that to be the response when you bring up the business? That's just how you do it. Here's what I'm doing, and here's why I'm excited about it. Okay? I started this little business on the side. Some of you are still working full-time in your job. It's been a great source of extra income and a lot of fun for me to share this mission with others. Oh, that's cool. Good for you. Share it, what you do and why you're passionate about it. And then all you can do is ask them, would you like more information on it, or would you like to come to one of my events in the future? You just ask them. Okay? If they say yes, boom, invite them to something. If they say no, which most of them will say no, which is great. Why is it great when people say no? Because you can build them into an advocate. People say no, you just plant the seed. Okay, well, no worries. Hey, you know what, Bethany? It was so great catching up with you. She's going to say, oh, it was great catching up with you too. Could you do me a favor, though, if you do come across anybody who I could help with this, who might be interested in this? Could you connect us? I'm on a mission to help as many kids as I can. Yeah, I'll do that. It's planting the seed. A no plants the seed. A yes gets an invite. Make sense? Now, some people you're going to talk to and that conversation will fizzle out right away. It's not going to go anywhere. I want you to know that's normal. That's why they're in Teamzy. That's why you're going to connect with them in 2 months or in 3 months. And you're going to keep doing that. Over time, that conversation will get warmer. And that's why you're going to start with the people first who are going to be like, oh, wow, Annie, great to hear from you. Oh my gosh, thanks for messaging me. It's been too long. Those people that are excited to hear from you, they're the ones you want to start with. So you can have better conversations. Make sense? Okay, so what happens when Bethany says, yeah, I think I would like some information on that. That'd be cool. Great. Now I'm going to invite her in Teamzy and put her on my follow-ups list. Let me show you how I do it real quick. Then we'll do Q&A. So you notice right here, actually, she's no longer on my dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to look her up on my lookup bar because I've already messaged her. There she is. That brings me to her full record on the team page. This is her full record in Teamzy, where I'd record any notes I have on her, contact information, and all of our conversations are logged here from Teamzy. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open that connect box, just like the dashboard. See this button on the left that says invite? I'm going to click on that. I'm going to take it off of the default, which is connect. And let's say I'm going to invite her to a Facebook party. Okay. Well, if you'd like some more information, awesome. We're having an event tonight. My team's having an event tonight on Facebook. Are you going to be around? I'll send you the link. You can watch it from home. Okay, great, perfect. I'm going to send you the link right now. And then what we'll do is I'll follow up with you tomorrow, Bethany, and see if you have any questions. Sound good? Oh, that sounds great, Eric. Great. So I'm going to now send her the link. Okay. Note. Okay, and see right here where it says in 2 days, that's my follow-up. Now I'm going to set it for tomorrow because I told her tomorrow. You can set a follow-up for any point in the future, right? You can take one of my quick sheets here, or you can hit custom and go to a calendar. But look, I'm going to follow up tomorrow. So you want to make sure you put a follow-up on there, and then that little thing will turn yellow to show that you have a follow-up set, and then you can log it. Now what happened is it's now set the follow-up on her record. If I go back to my dashboard, you can see I've got an invite logged now. That was one of my goals, was to invite somebody to something. And when on my follow-ups list, there she is. I'm going to follow up with her tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But here's the process. Prospects, customers, consultants, start conversations. Okay. As those conversations mature, you're going to invite some people and put them on your follow-ups list. By the end of the week, you're going to have a few people on that follow-ups list. By the end of your 30-day free trial on Teamzy, you might have 25, 30 people on your follow-ups list that you're following up on for your business. Does this make sense? So the way you do your follow-ups list in your power hours, you come to your follow-ups list, you see who's due. Now, of course, she's not due today, but it'll turn red. Where it's yellow now, it'll turn red. So I know she's due. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I need to follow up with Bethany. I'm going to go to my scripts. I'm going to grab a follow-up script. Yeah, I put them all in here, all 10 of them in a row. So you don't have to think about it. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? I'm going to copy that script, okay? And I'm going to send it to her. Again, change the name. There it is. Go to Facebook. Now, for those of you guys who like super great shortcuts, what you can do is you can copy this link and you can put it in Teamzy. So next time you just click it as a shortcut, okay? Or you can just look them. I just look them up. But look, here's my follow-up message. I'm going to send that to her. Sent, okay? And I log it in Teamzy. Now, when I log a follow-up, I always set my next one. So I'm going to set next one, let's say 2 days from now. I'll set a new follow-up. I'm going to leave myself a note that the next one is follow-up 2. So I don't have to think when I see it come up, I just send her message number 2. Do you guys see how easy that is? Connect, have conversations, follow up. Now, real quick, I want to talk to you real quick about following up. How am I doing on time? I'm way over, aren't I? Are you guys enjoying this? Are you getting good value? You want me to keep going, Bethany? Okay. The fortune's in the follow-up, guys. You spend all this energy connecting with people and having conversations, uncovering interest and inviting them, and then we blow it on the follow-up. Most people in this business that are good at it follow up 3 or 4 times. I want you guys to understand that 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-ups. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-ups. It's okay. I know I could see a couple of you are like, I hate the sound of that. How many of you follow up 10 times typically if someone's shown a little bit of interest? It's okay that none of you are raising your hands. Let me just ask you a question. Is the reason you don't follow up because you're worried about being annoying? No? That's my reason. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be annoying. Now, I'm going to teach you how to do it and not be annoying. People, you can follow up 10 times if you do what I'm about to tell you, and people will be excited about it. They will thank you for it sincerely. They will thank you for it sincerely. Okay? So I'm going to teach it to you. There's 2 principles. They're really simple. Bethany's like, I know these already. Okay. But first, I want you to shift your mindset. How many of you truly believe you can help people change their lives with this opportunity? Do you guys believe that? Are you my people? Okay, good. So let me reframe that statistic with a couple of changed words. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more. Okay? 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more. Okay? I want you to think of it that way. The product that you sell is great, but it does not matter if they never get it. Make sense? The follow-up is all you have. Following up is the only tool you have that actually helps people. So here's my mantra. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write that down somewhere. Put it on a little sticky note. On your screen. On your mirror where you brush your teeth in the morning. Following up is an act of love. You got to shift your mindset. Failing to follow up. When someone is interested and you don't follow up more than 3 times or 4 times, you've just communicated to them, I don't care about you. I'm sorry. I just don't care about you. That's what's communicated when you give up on following up. Following up is an act of love. Now, again, it's easy to do in Teamzy. I showed you. How many of you think that looks pretty easy? You could figure that out. Yeah. Now, let me teach you how to do it so it's not annoying. By the way, I put 10 scripts in Teamzy. They're numbered follow-up 1, follow-up 2, follow-up 3. You can't mess it up. In order that follow these rules I'm going to teach you right now. So you can just use my scripts, but I want you to understand why. When you follow up with people, to not be annoying, The first principle is don't ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't give them anything to do. Okay, don't ask them to respond. Don't ask them to call you. Don't ask them to text you. Don't ask them to RSVP for your event. Don't ask them anything like that. Okay? Why is that annoying? Because if they're in the middle of something, if they're busy and they have some sort of work to do, it's kind of annoying, right? Okay. If you want a confirmation on this, on human psychology, how many of you have kids? Go up to one of your kids while they're playing a video game or watching TV and ask them to do something. Are they annoyed? It's the same psychology. Like, oh, okay. They'll do it grudgingly. So you don't want that. The second principle is when you follow up, they must be able to read it. They have to be able to read the message. It can't be a voice message. It can't be a video message, because those are annoying, because they have to be in a special place to listen to those or watch those. And if you've got kids, how often does that actually happen? Right? Where you can actually, have you guys noticed something? How many have kids under 5? Anyone have kids under 5? You ever notice something magical happens? You have your phone in your hand all day, but as soon as you put it up like this, have you ever noticed how they turn into like wild monkeys and they start running around it's like they know. So you're going to send me a voice message and now I'm fighting with my children to try to listen to your message. You just don't want to create that drama. They need to be able to read the message. And your message needs to be short. It needs to be short enough so they can read the whole thing without opening it. Why? Because there's no way I can respond to you right now. The baby's throwing up on the dog. I've got dinner trying to make, I'm driving my car at the same time. I don't know, whatever. There's stuff going on in my life and I can't respond to you right now. So I'm not going to open your message. Because once I open it, I look like a big jerk for not responding, right? So how many of you guys do this? You read them without opening them. So they're not going to open your message. So you want to make sure they can see the whole message. See, the thing is even though I'm not going to respond right now to my friend Shelby, who just messaged me, I still want to see what she said. Don't you? And I scanned her whole message just then. It only took me a second. So you want them to see your message. That's it. And you've won. And you follow up, you put them on your follow-ups list, you send them a message. Great, they got it. They reconnect to you. They reconnect to the emotion, the excitement they had when they talked to you. They're busy right now. It's fine. A few days pass. They don't respond. You message them again. You're staying top of mind. Here's what will happen. 30% of the people you message will respond to the first 3 messages. They're the ones you've already got on your team. Most people won't respond at all till 6 or 7 messages. And it may be 3 months, 4 months have passed. And then they respond. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I haven't responded to your messages. My life has been insane. Thank you so much for following up. I really appreciate it. You're going to get that message. I wish it didn't take so long, because you'll be messaging me going, it's true, Eric, it just happened. It just happened in our boot camp group that Bethany mentioned, 12 weeks. What are we, 11 weeks in? We just had somebody in the boot camp who had a gentleman that she had met. She's been messaging the entire time, 12 weeks, actually longer. It was before boot camp. She started messaging this guy, following up with him. Nothing, no responses. And then today he responded that he had been in a motorcycle accident and he hadn't been able to function in any way. And he was so glad she messaged him because he really wanted to get on board with her product. And she shared that with us, like, oh my gosh, it really does work. He's right. Yes, it does, guys. This has been tried and tested thousands and thousands of times. People won't respond. You just love them through it. Just love them through the process. And you don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about it. You just put them in Teamzy, boom, they're due. Oh, follow-ups due for Bethany? Great. What number is she on? 7? Send her number 8. Great. Next person on my list. But the system, it systemizes your care so people know that your heart is there. Does it make sense? Okay. All right. Last thing I want to do. Oh, look at this. You guys have all this great conversation going on the side and I'm missing it on the chat. I'll read it later. All right. One last thing here on Teamzy. So after a while, I'm following up with Bethany. Every time I follow up, I log the new follow-up. I put her back on my follow-up list, so I keep her there. She finally does sign up. How do I convert her over in Teamzy? So I'm going to go to her full record in Teamzy. Again, I'll just use that lookup bar to get there quick. Maybe I'll log this. I'm going to log this sale. See the button that says sale? I just want to log that she got her starter kit. Let's say she came in as a rep. Okay. So now I know. And then I'm going to move her member type right here from prospect to consultant just by clicking on it, and then personally sponsored. Okay. Now she's on my team. Now she's going to show up on that consultants list. I can, if I want to dismiss this follow-up that's scheduled, I can dismiss it. Boom, done. Great. She's just going to show up on my consultants list. Make sense? Easy. All right, real quick, before I do Q&A, I'm going to give you some action steps. Okay. You got to have a couple action steps. I told you guys I'm a coach. We got to do this. Some of you are teachers, I bet. How many of you are teachers? Any teachers? Here's your homework. Oh, wait, we already did this one. First, go get your free trial at teamzy.com. That's a no-brainer, right? How many of you are going to get your free trial? Go get that done. Get your free trial started. If you're already in a free trial, set up your subscription so that when the 30 days is up, you can keep going, okay? Get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. Say, hey, you want to do this with me? Let's do this together. We'll hold each other accountable. The accountability is key. I have no doubt that you will all sign up for your free trial. I also have no doubt that a lot of you won't do much with it unless you get a success partner. Hey, let's do this together. And then what I want you to do is with your success partner, we do this in our boot camp too, by the way. We do it with success partners because it works. I want you to share with your success partner, here's my goal. 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 consultants. What's yours? Great. Let's hold each other accountable. And each day, when you've completed your dashboard on Teamzy, you take a screenshot, you send it to your partner. Okay? You get that screenshot from your partner and you have not done diddly today, guess what you're going to feel like you need to go do? You're going to need to put some numbers on that board and send it to your success partner. You're going to get way more out of it. Okay. Last action step, 5-day challenge. I challenge you to use Teamzy 5 days in a row and connect to 100 people. So 20 people a day. This is my challenge to you. I just showed you could do it in 30 minutes, okay? 100 people, 20 people a day, 5 days in a row. Here's why I want you to do this. It's gonna blow your mind. You'll be so amazed at how much momentum you can create in just 5 days. It's gonna change the way you look at your business forever. It's gonna change the way you talk to and train your downline who are like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know where to start. Be like, I did this 5-day challenge. I was in 100 conversations. It was unbelievable. I had my biggest month. Okay, does this make sense, guys? I have to tell you, so we'll do Q&A in a second. And by the way, if anyone wants to know about the Teamzy Bootcamp, it's this week is registration for it. So if anybody's interested in doing that, like Bethany did, we got to jump on it. So if just ask me in Q&A and I'll be happy to talk about that. I used to be a Beachbody coach. That's what I was doing for a while. Obviously, Teamzy took over the world and I had to just be Teamzy. But the first day that I had Teamzy, it was in beta. I was the only person in the world who had it. It was not pretty like it is, but it worked. And I put my Facebook friends list in Teamzy. Okay. So they were all in there. And it gave me this list of people, 5 people to connect with, just like I showed you. And I started sending people these hello messages. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is fun. And I got through, my goal was 10. I got to 10 really fast. I was like, oh, let me keep going. I got to 20. It was so much fun. I kept going. I messaged 43 people. And these were my best 43 people, right? Because I started with my best people. I messaged 43 people before my kids came and took me out and distracted me or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And then my phone started going nuts. I was so busy for the next 3 weeks having conversations with those people. I had my biggest month ever. I recruited like, let's see, how many was it? 21 people that month. From that, my point is you can create momentum so fast, okay? When you get after it, make sense? So 20 a day, my other point to that is 20 a day is better than 101 day. Okay, 20 a day, like pace yourself a little bit because you'll get a lot of conversations. Okay, so if you have questions, here's what I want you to do. Just unmute and ask, and I'll be happy to answer them. Oh, if you don't know how to do that, if you click on the little microphone, the red line through it, it'll unmute your microphone. Or just wave like this and I'll do it.
I'd love to hear more. Oh, I'd love to hear more about the boot camp and what that is all about.
Is this Danielle?
Yes, sorry, I'm making jam while I'm listening to you.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I have my video off.
I feel like I'm making jam in my own way. We're jamming. Okay, so really bad. My kids are always like, Dad, your puns are so bad. Okay, boot camp. So we built Teamzy 3.5 years ago. We released Teamzy. It's built on this relationship marketing system. I tried to give you guys as much of it tonight as I could. It was like a fire hose, I know, of information. And people use the software and it helps them be efficient and it's great. But people were coming to me going, we need to know more about, remember that team call you did? We need to know more about that. How do we do this? How do we actually build this business this way? Right. And so one of my business partners, Mike Lopez, who was my personal mentor before starting this business, we sat down and we said, you know what they need is they need a training course. And so we built boot camp, which is, boot camp's probably the wrong name because boot camp's supposed to be like 2 weeks long, but we made it 12 weeks long. It's 3 months. Okay. And basically what we do is we have a training class on a specific topic. They're short. They're like 7 to 15 minutes long once a week on a specific topic, a skill that we want you to employ in your business that week. So they layer on each other. So it's 12 weeks and we teach you one thing each week in this little video training that unlocks for you as you're in this course. So you can build these skills. And then the other thing that we're expecting is that you're doing your Teamzy 6 days a week during boot camp. It's like a blitz. You're doing it a little extra. So we create this whole accountability environment. So it's leaders from, not just UBAM leaders, but from lots of different companies in this private Facebook group. It's like an accountability, high performance culture for 12 weeks. Every single day, Mike and I will post something and we want you to comment that you did your work today. Okay. And again, it's just to help you get in the habit of really being consistent doing this. So we're adding those skills in and then we're holding you accountable to doing the work, right? And then the other thing that we add in here, and the group, by the way, is one of the best parts, the group of people that's connecting and synergizing and sharing their experiences. But the other thing that Mike and I also throw in is that 3 times once a month throughout the course, he and I come in live and do additional coaching and training. So we'll have a topic on our heart that we want to teach. And then sometimes we'll have like a 60-minute long Q&A. Bethany, I'm not even exaggerating, am I? We'll have like a 60-minute long Q&A where it's just people asking us whatever they want and we're just on the fly coaching them through it. So boot camp, we've now done, this is going to be our 7th boot camp. It's become the most popular thing that we do in Teamzy. People want to get into boot camp. And it's just, again, it's just going to help you be consistent, help you learn those skills. So if you're interested in the boot camp, the first thing you need to do to be in boot camp is you got to be a Teamzy subscriber. You have to have a subscription to Teamzy. You can't have boot camp without it. You got to get in Teamzy. So the first thing you want to do, Danielle, is get into Teamzy. Teamzy, by the way, the cost for Teamzy, it's free for the first 30 days. Then it's $29.99 a month, less than $1 a day to have your business planned out for you. Okay. So that's your Teamzy subscription. Boot camp for the 12 weeks has its own tuition. It's $297 US. Does everybody here US? You guys aren't in Canada, right? Yeah. Okay. Everybody here is US. So it's $297 for the boot camp. Again, it's like a cup of coffee a day for 3 months, right? To build your business. So if anyone's interested in the boot camp, let me put it in the chat. The page. Oh wait, this is going to Miriam privately. I want it to go to everyone. I don't know why, Miriam, you were set up on my chat to go privately. Maybe because you were the first person on here. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. It's really simple. Okay, there's the link. So you can click that link and get more information on it. Bootcamp registration is open right now through next Monday. Then it closes. Okay, and it won't be open again until I think the next one would be late fall. So it's 12 weeks later. So if you're interested in the bootcamp, check that out. Get in there right now. If there's team members that aren't on this call tonight that you think would be great to do that with, make sure you tell them right away. Get them the replay to this call. Get them to that bootcamp page. Say, hey, let's do this together. What do you think? Check this out. Okay. A lot of times now we're going to help you find accountability people in bootcamp, but a lot of times it's really great if you bring somebody from your team with you that you can really work with. So Bethany, you've been in bootcamp 11 weeks. Why don't you chime in here and tell these guys what your thoughts about it are?
Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's been great. Like I was telling Eric just today, I'm planning on doing another round for it. I think a lot of times we can look at the cost initially and be like, but for me, I knew that that investment was going to be important and it was going to help keep me accountable to actually using it. My personality, I can get like excited about things initially and then not follow through, hence why I need this. So paying for that and getting in there and getting that success partner was really key for me to start building those habits. And then it's energizing. Like it made me feel so good knowing I got my, personal business standard. That's a term we'll learn about. You guys will learn about when you're in there, your PBS done every day. And it's just energizing. And then seeing like the fruits of all those seeds and relationships, being built with customers that ordered like years ago. And, I assumed I probably would never want to reach out to them again because, you're just embarrassed because you let them fall off the face of the earth. But, this is a great tool that allows you to, reconnect in a positive way. But yeah, boot camp specifically, the weekly trainings are golden. I would pay the money just for the weekly trainings. They're really, really value filled. So great job on those, Eric. And one aspect of it too, I guess I kind of had a question about this because when I did the boot camp, I was the only one in like our team doing it, but there's a way to like connect, right, Eric? Like where we can kind of web together. If you're in Teamzy with other people in your team, correct? Like that's an aspect of it.
Yeah. In fact, hold on, look, I
Because
have,
that has its own extra host of benefits where we can kind of help hold each other accountable and see how our team is working and
so
things like that.
Teamzy has a team report that you can, your downline or sidelines, whatever, can connect to your team report. They give you permission to see their numbers so you can hold each other accountable and have a report. Let me show you. I've got my boot camp report right now. Bethany's like, don't show it. I haven't done my stuff today. No, I don't know.
Oh, I know. I was on the leaderboard until like 2 weeks ago because family came in and camping. But yes.
She's been on the leaderboard a lot. But look, this is today in my boot camp. This is my mine's special. Mine's a custom one because it has people from different networks. Yours would only work for UBAM people. Okay. But look, this is today in boot camp. They've connected with 2,708 people. It's actually a little bit weak, but it's also July. So I know people have summer brain, but still look, you've got Jody who's reached out to 100 people today. The double flames are people that are just doing ridiculous numbers today. So look at these people. They reached out to 60 people today. This one's, I'm like, that's my team. This one invited 32 people. That's my team account. So you've got people like, look, here's Francesca. She lives in Italy. She connected to 55 people. So we're making an impact in other places. So you can see, I look at this, as a leader, I look at this and create a leaderboard once a week. And so I pull it for the week and then I create a leaderboard where I say, here's the leaders. Here's the people who really killed it this week in their business. It's a great tool for leaders to do with their team and get them excited. People are a little bit competitive. So typically people seek recognition for two reasons. Some people are competitive. They like to feel the thrill of winning. How many of you guys are like that? I'm like that. And some people just like acknowledgement. They like to be seen and acknowledged for what they do. It's kind of like a celebration. Some people are about it for that. So most people are motivated by one of those two things. So the leaderboard tends to be really effective. But what I also like about it, look, if I go back in there and show you one more time. Where was it? What I also like about it is if I get past the people with flames, I can see, that people are doing, like these people don't have flames, but look, like Nancy, she connected with 19 people, did 7 follow-ups and invited 10 people today. That's freaking awesome. She didn't get a flame, right? But it's still great. But then when I get all the way down to the bottom of my list, I start to see these little sleepies, these little sleepy people. Okay. And so as a leader, you can take a look at those and you can say, hey, is everything okay? How's it going? Right. But also if people know that you're going to pull that team report on a team call, they will tend to get rid of those sleepies right before the call. You'll get a little extra activity. So anyway, so yeah, so you guys have the link to check out boot camp. I highly recommend it. For me, it's like the most rewarding thing that I get to do is lead people through that because I get to, like tonight I had an hour with you guys and I tried to pour as much as I could into it. Hopefully you guys get that value tonight. When I have 12 weeks, I have a lot more time to try to give you more, try to teach you more and help you more, if that makes sense. So hopefully that was helpful. Is there, let's say, any other questions? Let's take one more and then I'll bless you guys and send you on your way.
I have a question.
Hi, Miriam. Go ahead.
My name's actually Rebecca, but
Your name is Rebecca, but it says Miriam, so I've been calling you that. Sorry.
I know I do a contract job on another job. That's part of my question.
Okay.
Can you use can you have two different accounts with one account? Does that make sense?
Like manage two different jobs or two different businesses on one account?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have a really easy tagging system in Teamzy where you add tags to people's profiles, and the tags then create lists that you can use to like segment your group. So people who have done that, they've used the tagging to separate their businesses. So then maybe you tag everybody with the other business, and then you can just pull up that tag and it gives you that list of people. So that's one way that you can use Teamzy two ways like that. So it's up to you. If that's manageable for you, it works. I also have people who do have two accounts with Teamzy, but a lot of times there's some crossover on those relationships. So it just it depends on what your needs are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just saw your question in there about the Teamzy trainings. Like, what are the Teamzy?
Yeah, like what does that actually entail? Like, am I going to know how to use it before 12 weeks is over?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So I mean, when like boot camp, like 1 out of 3 people in boot camp have never used Teamzy before. It's wild. We didn't think that was, when we built it, we thought this is for people who are using Teamzy who need more training, but the word spread. And so we get new people. So literally 1 out of 3 people has never used Teamzy. So part of what we do we have prep week, which starts next week. During prep week, we get you a one-on-one with our team to get you walked through the system, make sure that you're all set up and understanding it. And week one is just focusing on, hey, let's get these power hours done. Here's how you do a power hour, like I showed you today, and just getting the basics down. And then what we do is we add, so you can't look at all 12 trainings on week one because I don't want you guys overwhelmed. Okay, we're going to do power hours for a week. Great. Now I'm going to add one thing to that. Here's one more skill. Here's one more thing you can turn and learn about this week. And I want you to apply it. So you're doing what you did last week plus this one thing, right? Then on week 3, it's like, now you're doing the 2 things, the power hour plus the one thing. And now I'm going to give you one more thing. So we're just layering one little thing on each week, and then you implement it. You do it. It's not just learning like you're reading in a book. It's like, here's what you're learning. Now I want you to apply it. And then now you're in this group and you're like, oh my gosh, this was my experience. What do you guys do when somebody says this? And it's kind of organic, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you're actually teaching more like business practices rather than like the functionality of the Teamzy website, correct?
Correct. But of course, we're going to be there to help you learn how to use Teamzy as you go. I mean, Mike and I are business coaches and consultants. That's what we've been doing. So that's really our heart, is to teach you guys on the business building end of it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, for instance, I have a computer degree. So I'm like, I might not need walked through like little details.
No,
and so that's why I was wondering.
Software is easy. So you're going to be fine with software. That's not going to be an issue for you.
Right. That's what I was like. Do I have to wait 12 weeks to understand?
No. If you get into Teamzy, you'll know on how to use it in 15 minutes. You won't need training on that, especially with that background. So here's some of the courses that are taught in there. Let's see. I'm looking at the page. I don't have the actual titles, but these are the topics. Unleash your inner power hour boss and complete your income producing activities less than an hour a day. How to increase your conversions by 80% without being annoying. How to leverage social media to inspire, build trust, foster loyal customers, and repeat business. How to find the perfect moment to move a conversation to an invite. How to effectively train your customers to bring you more customers. How to overcome objections with heart. How to overcome the negative stigma of network marketing without sounding salesy. How to lead with love instead of going for no. How to meet new people and add them to your list. So those are just some of the topics that we train on in the bootcamp trainings, which are recorded. You get access to them. They have a workbook. It's like a class that you take. Then we fill in the gaps with the live coaching that happens in between.
Okay, can I ask one more thing before I mute myself? I am blue, which means I get super emotionally involved with my customers and my team and everything. And frankly, adding more people to that is a little bit scary. So I'm like, oh my gosh, every day I'm adding 20 more people that, you know what I'm saying, that I need to get involved with their lives more. And I'm wondering how you set that up structurally to where you're giving yourselves like your power hour. Is there like a power hour to respond as well?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a great question. Here's what I recommend you do. So you've got your power hour, which is kind of like your outgoing messages. I recommend you set aside some time to answer messages. If you don't block time for that, you'll end up on your phone all day long. Some people like being on their phone all day long. It makes them feel important. I'm kind of like that. And then my wife smacks me and says, go time block. So here's what I did. When I started my business, I still had a full-time job. Some of you guys go to work, or you've got a busy day or whatever. So what I did was I would get up before my kids got up and do my power hour, like 4:35 a.m. And I would send the messages out. And then I would, half of my lunch break at work, I would respond to messages. So like from 12:30 to 1, I would respond to messages. And then I had another time set aside between like 8 and 9 p.m. after I had my kids in bed, where I would check messages again. And so that brought a lot of sanity to my world, and I was able to get a lot of messages done. So I personally, does that help? That probably helps, Rebecca, right? For me, primarily, I use Facebook Messenger because I found Facebook Messenger got the best response rate. So I do a lot of messaging on Facebook. So just a very simple hack is Facebook Messenger allows you to mark messages as unread, just like your email inbox does. So you can mark messages as unread. You can do it on your phone too, even when you see a message. So I want to see the message, but I want to make sure it's marked as unread so that I remember to respond when I get back to when I have that time set aside. So I make sure that I keep all my messages marked as unread. And then when it's my time to respond to messages, I sort my Facebook Messenger by unread, and it makes all the ones that are new messages there. And then I just work my way down that list as responding. So that's kind of the system that I did. Now, each one when you do that, but Teamzy will tell you, here's who to connect with to start the conversation with. And then as far as having a conversation, I just did it with the people who responded. So all those unread messages would be my kind of hit list later on. Does that help? So as far as being emotionally involved with your customers, that is a gift. That is a gift, not a liability for you. Obviously, you need to have boundaries, but that is a gift. That's going to give you better positive empathy. You're going to be able to connect at a deeper level with people. People are going to feel more comfortable referring people and bringing people to your business because of that. So, but yes, your boundaries are, you don't need to lose your life over this. Set aside a little bit of time. Now, when my business grew to the point where I was able to leave my career and focus full time on it, and then I had set maybe 3 power hours in my day. I had more power hours that were focused time, where it was like, I have one of those little signs that say, will return at, and I set the clock and it's nailed to my door. So my kids don't run in. They know I'm on a power hour, so I can stay focused. That makes sense. By the way, those cost like $3. It's definitely worth it. And it's fun because like right now we're on a call and my son will go, what time do you think you'll be done? And he sets the clock for me and puts it on my door, so anyways. Hopefully that helps. That was a really good pro question. So she hopefully helped you guys with that. All right. I think it's time for me to send you on your way. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here with you. You will have this recording to share tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you. Welcome to our Teamzy family. Have a great night.